Hi all, so I want to go over this challenge activity from Zybooks. Let me pull it over here, where we are pulling up an Excel spreadsheet and finding the standard deviation and doing some formulas from the Excel spreadsheet. Now, in the Chapter 2 activities for Zybooks, you have some spreadsheet functions where you can find the standard deviation and the variance of your values in a spreadsheet, but I just want to show you where to put that in your spreadsheet. So if you will pay attention to the spreadsheet here, I want to look at these activities here. So you have just a lot of raw data here. You have some qualitative data with the states and the regions, and then some quantitative data with your FICO scores, and then you've got your home values, mortgage amounts, difference, and the household income. So if we want to find the, if we want to find the standard deviation of any of these columns of quantitative data, we can use a standard deviation formula. Now, it is important for us to differentiate if we are looking at the standard deviation of a population or a sample. In this case, when we look at this problem on Zybooks, it does say the spreadsheet linked above contains various housing and economic data for all 50 states. So if you look at that, it says all 50 states, which leads us to this being a population. Okay, so we do need the standard deviation of a population as opposed to a sample. If we look at this example here, the second example here, the first spreadsheet linked above contains the scores of 50 students on 4 different exams. This is a sample of 50 students. It's not all 50 students to take the exam. It's just 50 students. So you want to look for that word all there to differentiate between the population and the sample. Okay, so going back to the formula, let's say we're going to look at the standard deviation of the median household income. Okay, so what we want to do here is we can click in any cell to input this formula. Okay, so I'm just gonna click over here in this cell, and we're gonna click equals, and then we're gonna type that in. So we're gonna go standard deviation. So it's STD, and you're gonna see the standard deviation formulas come up, and it's this first one here, standard deviation of a population. So STDev, standard deviation of a population. So I'm gonna click on that. Well, actually, I'm gonna finish typing it. It's .p. Sorry about that. Let's start over. Okay, so equals STDev.p. And then what we're going to do is we want the data. Okay, so we're going to do an open parentheses, and then we're going to grab the data. So we're going to grab this median household. I'm going to grab all 50 states. So you can either grab all of it, or you can just type in F2 colon F51, close the parentheses, and then enter. And there you go. And you can do that for each of these. Actually, a smarter thing for me to do, let me delete that and come down here, would be to come down to this bottom column here and type this in. Actually, let's go right here. Equal STDev.p, because this is all population, right? And we want this whole column. And that will give me all of column B, and I can actually copy this over to all of my quantitative data, and I can get the standard deviation for each of those columns. So again, I just took this cell, I clicked on it, and I got a little black cross in the bottom right corner, and then I dragged it over across the columns. And it copied the formula for each of the columns that has C2 through C51. This has D2 through D51, E2 through E51, and F2 through F51. And then we can round our decimals appropriately. So that's how you do the standard deviation formula. And again, if you're using a sample, you're going to want to put a .s there for the sample formula. Hope this helps.